Today I'd take you on a walk up the garden. I haven't done a look at the garden for a while. Today's a very cloudy day and misty day. We had some rain overnight, and which was much needed. It's been very dry. I think at the moment we're coming out. It's not the driest March on record, but it is quite a dry March this year, which for me has been a benefit for the insects. So the early pollinators are, oh, there's a little wren, oh my goodness, there's a little wren, and it's pinching, oh, I need to try it, I don't know if I can film it. I won't film it because I don't want to disturb it. It's looking in all the pots for insects. It may even be taking it's taking bedding material. Right, sorry for the distraction there. I've been distracted all morning actually because I've had a pair of blackbirds down here, male and female. I've had a pair of magpies. They've been pinching bedding material. I'll show you when we get outside. I've got two, the robins have paired up. They're coming and taking food from me. And yesterday I did start doing some gardening, and they followed me all around the garden all day. So let's get back on track. Sorry. Yeah, it's been a dry spring, and it's been a mild spring, a good start. And as obsessed about gardening that I am also obsessed about the weather. I watch the weather. I'm terrible for watching the weather constantly. The long range forecast particularly, because I'm constantly thinking about the conditions for our beleaguered insects and birds out there. The timing for everything is so crucial, and last year was so bad, and I can see the knock-on effects of that. There are more bees about this year than last year. I can see, well, probably about the same actually, but what I'm noticing on some of the early solitary bees that have come out, the hairy-footed flower bees. We've always had them in the garden, but this year I've only got 2 males and 1 female. So that's a knock-on effect from last year. Normally we have several. We have 4 or 5 females and several males chasing them around the garden. So, but they can, lay, several eggs, and all being well, they'll catch up next year. And the number of buff-tailed bees that have been about is lovely, so hopefully all their nests will do well. The forecast for the coming week is dry and mild, and I've looked at the long-range forecast for the rest of April, and it's all the way into April, and it's not looking too bad, so fingers crossed it'll be a better year for our pollinators and our wildlife this year. But today is very gloomy. It looks nice. It's misty. It's a misty morning. But so I thought I'd take us for a stroll, and you can see what's coming up, and especially the native plants in the garden. There's quite a few of those now appearing. Some of them I'm controlling. The one that's most aggressive in my garden is cleavers, which is a great plant. It is the caterpillars. I forget which insect it is, I'd have to look it up, but yeah, it is used by insects as a food source, and also we can use it too. You can make a tea with cleavers if you take the leaves, the young leaves particularly, put them in a glass and put some boiling water on it and leave it. It has like a cucumber taste, so you can actually eat it, you consume it, and it's a very good diuretic, I believe. Cleans your kidneys out. So yeah, let's go for a stroll up the garden, and we'll have a look what's happening on this day, the 23rd of March. This is what it looks like today. It's quite misty. Let's see if we can see the mist as I go up. Yeah, you can see it amongst the trees really. Let's start with the pots. They're all doing well. Look how beautiful they are when they have those droplets on them. I love that sort of side. It's so pretty. Loads coming up in the pots now. These are great for the early pollinators. They do like these, especially the early hoverflies. They'll use grey hyacinth a lot. Yeah, so Japanese anemones, as usual, coming up in the pots. And It's tete-a-tete, and I did see the hairy-footed flower bee using these the other day, and I didn't think they'd use them, but obviously they do. And a lovely big dandelion self-seeded in the pot, along with herb Robert, of course. Herb Robert everywhere. And the fleabane all along the path now, self-seeded. It's everywhere. Yeah. I've got some clematis growing here. Cut these back and I was a bit worried, but I can just see, if I've got the camera in the right place, some buds beginning to form there. That's a later flowering one, it's a summer one, and this one is coming into bud. It's a beautiful one. So I think this one's called Ballerina. Lovely. That will be pretty on the fence there. And I noticed as well there's a ragwort coming up in there, so great for the cinnabar caterpillars. So yeah, lots coming up and looking really lovely all along there. And along here. And yeah, these coir baskets are so popular with the birds for nesting material. Yeah, this is what the wren was pecking at earlier and took a beakful away with itself as it flew off. And I put these new ones up just the other day, and already this one's being attacked. That was the you can see it's at a jaunty angle. That's the magpie. Took that. So yeah, the magpies are using those. I have put some in some old bird feeders as well, but obviously they like taking it from the pots itself. So that's what it looks like down by the house. I love the grape hyacinths. There's so many of them coming up this year. They're everywhere. And some self-seeded forget-me-nots. This is a great plant as well, this campanula. Great for shady spots particularly. I've got that out the front of the house, which is north facing and grows well. So yeah, get that if you need a shade garden, the north facing garden. I forget the name of your programme. These are just coming out. Look at these. And just everything's going to be gorgeous down here. I've forgot the name of those. Can't remember. Yeah, they're fritillaria, I think they're called. A fritillary, a kind of fritillary. Lovely little dropped flower that the bees enjoy, pollinators enjoy. In the cracks of the path, I try and let some plants go. We've got chickweed and dandelions coming up in that. Sedums here. Yeah, so more. This is the shiny cranesbill. It does get everywhere. I know Monty Don doesn't like that plant. I've heard him mention that before, but it's easy to pull out. So if it gets too much, so let's go a bit further up and see what's happening further up the garden. And this is the spot where we lost the buddleia and lost most of the honeysuckle. I'll just show you the trunk. You can see here how thick the trunk was. But it's still going here. And down here is more cranesbill. Herb Robert, periwinkle, more campanula. That spreads everywhere. Hellebore, the white one. I think that one's known as the Christmas rose. That's been absolutely gorgeous this year. And in the past, I've lifted those flowers up, and it's been full of greenfly, but nothing this year. Greenfly is so important, little insect for blue tits. I love this mossy mound here. I've been doing sweet peas. They're doing well. I've been leaving them out all night, so I forgot about them, to be honest. I did cut the tops off, so hopefully they'll bush out. They're doing fine. Over here we've got a little bit of lungwort. I meant to plant that out, but it's in a pot so it can stay there. Up there is another lovely clematis. Oh, and look who's just come to visit. As soon as he sees me, hello, you come for breakfast. Hey, shall we get some food out the shed? Let me just pause you for a second. Well, he just took the first mealworm and flew straight up the garden, so as we go up I think I know where they're nesting, but I'm not certain, but I've got a nest box in the ivy here and that's got a nest in, so they've had a go at attempting that there. And just how full the garden is. I don't think these tulips will flower. I've had them years. Oh, there's a little one, maybe. But yeah, it's just all these are Spanish bluebells. As I've mentioned in the past, I think if you live somewhere close to where there are wild bluebells, then it's best to take them out, but I don't live anywhere near any wild bluebells because they do cross-pollinate, so I am taking mine out, but do remove them if you... Right, I've made a start on this border, my main border in the centre, mainly just cutting down the fennel seed heads from last year and a tiny bit of tidying at the back. Let me show you. You can see there, that's because the oregano is just taking over a lot and the small clumps will soon spread. I've deadheaded the hydrangeas. Yeah, foxgloves are coming up here and there. Lovely foxglove there. And lots of primulas coming up. Yeah, looking lovely. Pyrocanthus on the fence there. Hopefully that'll flower well again this year. I'm not sure if you can see it very much, but there is a plum tree there and that's been full of blossom. It's a great one that's been covered in bees. You can hear the wren, you can hear the dunnock, the robins whizzing up and down. It's just lovely. Let's go a bit further up then. Ragwort definitely coming up everywhere this year. There's a big clump there. But these are if we look at the grass, we can see there's buttercup here. I think this is, I forget the name of it. It's a little yellow flower on it. Does spread everywhere. It is quite invasive. Invasive is the wrong word, really. I should say it's easily pollinates everywhere and self-seeds well. Can't think of the name of it offhand, but yeah, it's a nice little plant. Hoverflies do like it. I think that's Pheum, geranium Pheum coming up there. More periwinkle in the background, and obviously the ivy. Lots of hellebores. And daffodils are just starting to go over. All the crocuses have finished. There's just one flower in there, but all the crocuses in the lawn have finished now. geranium rosanna planted there. I've put the label to remind me it's there. It's starting to come back up. Wood avens, that's the name of the plant. I couldn't remember, it's just come to me. I've just seen a clump there. It's wood avens. Again, does self-seed everywhere. And if you look at the soil, the hundreds of seedlings that there are. Be interesting to see what they all turn into. It sounds like it's raining, it's not. It's all the droplets. There was a slight breeze and it's all the droplets coming off the trees above me. Alliums coming up here. Yeah, lots and lots of beautiful spring and summer flowers to come. Red currant, been really popular with the bees, won't be at the moment. This hellebore's been popular with the bees too. Some grape hyacinths coming up, more ragwort. I think that's cow parsley coming up. More buttercup. There's creeping buttercup and meadow buttercup, I think, in here. Some cowslip here, spreading nicely. And more cowslip here. This is the border I was doing yesterday. I made a start on. All I've removed is ivy. The ivy's great on the fence, but it had spread all across this border. So, sorry, the camera cut out. I think I pressed the stop button. We were talking about this plant here. Excuse me, crow. This is ground ivy, and that will spread well. It's of the mint family, and yeah, that's got a lovely purple flower on that the bees enjoy using and pollinators will use. So yeah, I cleared this area so I'm not sure if I'll be able to plant into it directly because it's a lot of the cherry roots are here, so might have to use pots. I'm just listening to those birds. So one is the great tit. Here's the robin again. Hello. I'm just doing a video. I'll get you some mealworms in a minute, okay? You feeding the female, eh? She's busy sitting on her eggs. I'll get you some in a minute. So, yeah. Ground ivy. That's more buttercups. A lot of wood avens. This is the ground ivy here, look. It's spreading here. We've got foxgloves, Japanese anemone, granny's bonnet. Yeah, lots coming up here. But it's the seedlings that amaze me. I'm just going to step over. You look at all those seedlings there. Don't know what they're going to turn into. Have to watch how they develop over time. Longwort everywhere. The primula. This is sort of bred with the cowslip and it changes. Here's the cowslip. There. The little snowdrops have all finished now. Quite a few clumps in here over the back there. They've all finished now. I won't divide them this year. I divided them last year, so I'll give them another year and then I'll divide them after they finish next year. This heather's been lovely. You even get bee flies visiting on this. It's lovely to see them hovering into those little flowers. Beautiful little flower. This geranium is a pink flowerant, but I'm not sure of the name of it. I've had it a long time, and I just keep dividing it and spreading it around. I'm quite sure that is a Chiffchaff. It's up in the. It doesn't look like a long-tailed tit. That's a Chiffchaff, I think. up in the birch tree there. Be nice if it is. Sometimes great tits can make a similar sound. We have there's a bird box on here. I'm not sure if you can see it there, little bird box. But I'm distracted by that now. This is lovely winter flowering clematis. I think it's called Freckles. Yeah, Freckles. Had quite a few flowers on this winter, and I'm thinking of getting more on the fence because obviously there's no weight to it, so it's not going to pull the fence over. So that will help. My husband did manage to fix the fence on this side. In this bed we've got Jerusalem sage, the snake's head fritillary are all coming up. Another big crop here. We've got red campion coming up. This is all red campion. Geranium, I think that's geranium phaeum again. And we've got oxeye daisy coming up. Loads of snake's head fritillary in this little bed. Oh, and at the back here, it's very late coming up, but it's so shady here. We've got, if you can see it, we've got wild garlic coming up. It's only young yet, so time for that to spread. Bit of clover coming up in the grass. I know that this is red clover just coming up. And we've got the standard roses, rosemary, lots of self-seeded forget-me-nots in there. Some wallflowers. Let's go around here. It always looks this. Whoops! These are. It's Japanese quince. Lovely red flower on it. Adored again by the pollinators. This is all the buckthorn. It attracts the brimstone butterfly. I've never had anything on it, but the bees adore the flowers. It always looks like it's not going to do anything, but they are there. The buds are there. It takes a little while. These are flag iris. I stupidly put these in my pond. You buy pond plants when you first do, and I haven't had my pond 30 years. You buy plants for the pond, then you don't realise how big they can get. Flag irises are naturally in our river, so it gets enormous. So I took it out the pond and put it in that pot. It does flower, but it must be so cramped in there. And we've got the marsh marigold. This is a purple iris. That's not quite as invasive. What else have we got? There's so much. I'm not sure of everything. Lots of ivy. I'm not sure whether the robin's using that box, that little nesting basket there, or not. Might be. It keeps flying up this way. Round to the pond. Absolutely full of frog spawn after all my concerns. And as you can see on my little video, I've taken some indoors for the grandchildren to learn about the life cycle of frogs and the importance of them and how to look after them. The back is the rambling rose that covered this fence. Doesn't seem to be sending out any new growth, so I'm presuming the drastic action I took has killed it. But I've put the dead buddleia that we lost in Storm Dara there for the time being, and just got to decide what to do there, because it's just normally it's covered in that orange flower. I can't forget the name of it, and it's not flowering much. I've said this year on year, I think, so Maybe this year I'll get rid of it, I'll see. It gives a lot of cover for frogs when they're in and out the pond, that's the only thing. Hard rush coming up there. We had some in a pot there, and that one's self-seeded there. And then up to this bed is where all the longwort is and the cyclamen. It's been buzzing with the hairy-footed flower bees. Oh, and just there's the female as I speak. The female is out, but as I say, I've only got one female in the garden. So, yeah, not great, but hopefully she'll nest well. Let's hope. But such an important food source for them. It's the one they use most. Then when the wallflowers come out, they use those to get pollen, and also the red currant. So yeah, if you can get longwort in your garden, I'd highly recommend it. Again, snowdrops have all finished. Some come big clumps up here, but again, I'm going to leave them. More, I didn't plant this here, I don't know where that's self-seeded from. Some more snake's head fritillary just coming up there. This is a nice longwort, it's got silver leaves, it's lovely. We've got green alkanet, great food source for the scarlet tiger moth, which I found my first one the other day. I did a little short on that. If you want to know what a scarlet tiger moth caterpillar looks like, and they are going to beautiful red moths, gorgeous moths. This is, I think it's called four-cornered garlic something. It's quite an invasive, it's seen as an invasive plant, but again, I don't live anywhere where it can travel to really, so it's fine in my garden. It has a beautiful white flower on it. It is edible, as I believe. Smells strong of onions. My holly is doing fine. It's just the buds coming now of the flower on it. Quite a lot of buds. Great for the holly blue butterflies. They lay their eggs behind the flowers. Buds. And then up into the wilderness through the arch, which I need to take down this year. So once the montana has finished flowering, I will chop it down and replace the arch. We've got mock orange, lots of raspberry coming. This bed is my wood pile, and it's got cleavers in it and my nettle bed in it, lots of moss, fantastic moss. The root ball of the buddleia that came down in Storm Dara. I keep these buckets of water. This has got that purple flag iris in, and it's not a flag iris, it's a purple iris, and the frogs will go in there. And another one there. Here I cleared this bed of cleavers and I've sprinkled some more seeds on it. I need to get some more today. Try and get that a bit more wildflower seeds in there. The stump at the back of the elder tree that we lost, and I've planted a sambuca in this pot, which is an elder. It's a purple elder, but it's an elder. We have lots of buddleia up here. There's one, this big one, two, a small one in the back, 3, and this one, 4. So once they all start flowering, there's a lot of pollen here for birds, for the insects, and a mock orange in a pot there. It's a kind of hedge, I suppose, but not a native hedge. We've got the hawthorn here, but I'm not sure whether it's going to flower or not. The leaves are popping out, but as to whether it'll flower, I'm not sure. And next to it is an oak in a pot. Got to try and control that. A big clump of red campion there, just stepped on. These big clumps of grass are important. They're great for hibernating bees, and butterflies rely on the grasses for laying eggs on. Lots of ground ivy here. My rhubarb in a pot, which I pulled up from one place, plopped it in this pot and to decide where to put it, and it's self-rooted into the ground, so that's staying. Got that, I think it's called the peacock berry bush. It's not a native obviously, but adored by pollinators. Dogwood next to it, that's our native dogwood. My Christmas tree in a pot that my niece gave me as a sapling over 20 years ago. Lots of ash, and this is damson, but I keep that cut down because of the shade, and we've got more damson here. They've never produced damsons, just the odd one, and that's it. And up into the Jack and Jill hill, as my granddaughter calls it, where my dead hedge is. You can see some of the buddleia that I cut back, it's added to it, and lots of green alkanet. And my hazel is up here as well. There's my hazel. Some very straight ones there. I probably ought to take these ones down and use them to regenerate it. But yeah, hazel, the catkins are still on. And we've got a lilac next to it. There's a big ash tree going up there, there's a big trunk there. There's a poplar tree over there. Lots of ash, absolutely covered in ivy, which is great for the holly blue. Probably lots of eggs on there. We always get holly blue butterflies in the garden. Some privet over the back, more elder. Yeah, so quite a nice little area up here. I don't think the great tits have chose to use the nest box. They were investigating it, but I've seen no action for a while now, so hopefully they'll come back to it. Here's Robin again, waiting for some food. I think the female, I haven't seen the female yet, so I'm presuming the female's on a nest. So yeah, I'll need to give him some more food when I get down there. He'll follow me down the garden. My compost bins are all up here, as you know. And I need to start turning this middle one, this one here needs turning as soon as possible. Yeah, and so that's the wilderness. I just generally let go up here. No rules really. As I say, I've controlled the cleavers a little bit just so I can get some other variety of plants up here, native plants up here going. And clearing it and letting the light in hopefully will get things to pop up that I didn't know were there. And back through the arch, Gelder rose here. Behind it is a dog rose with ivy. There's a nest box in there too, usually used by robins or wrens, so either. I think my neighbour was sweeping all the leaves off his roof onto her garden recently. Yeah, the fuchsias are starting to push leaf, and Robin's starting to follow me down the garden. And that's it. This is a geum in this pot. I need to cut that back later and just let that regenerate. Forget-me-nots. Yeah, so it's all looking very lush and very active. Lovely plum tree there. Just going over now. Lots of bird song. Great tits can make so many different calls. You think you don't even know what you've got. I've got 3 birch trees in the garden. Sorry, I've got 3 birch trees, large cherry and sorry, and a rowan tree in the garden. So we have plum there. So we do quite well for trees. It used to be far more prolific with trees. My elderly neighbour had an orchard at the end of his garden. That's all gone. So, and 2 mature plum trees, then the rest are all ash that you can see in the background there. Yeah, so that's the garden on the 23rd of March, the beginning of spring. I'll perhaps film it in another couple of weeks, otherwise I'll be doing shorts of anything that pops up in the garden that surprises me. And that's my wildlife garden today on this gloomy grey day. Hope you're all well and take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye for now.